Hi guys, Daniel here from Best Ever Gaming in my room this time. So 2016 has been a big year, especially for Best Ever Gaming because, it's our first year and it's really exciting. We thank everyone who's watched, who's subscribed. We've got 23 at the moment, so it's really good. And even people who've just clicked on a link to give us a view. It's been great. Thank you very much. Now, to sum up this year, we thought two things, Michael and I. One, I do the introduction with my face because, you haven't seen us in a while, haven't done, apart from Outlast, where it was me and Andrew shitting ourselves. And then two, that we do a sort of top 10 review for this year. So it's going to be the top 10. Michael and I will do 5 games each, and it'll be our personal best, what we enjoyed the most, what we played the most. Then we'll also do a most disappointing game of the year for us, and then what we're looking forward to in the future. Now, you're welcome to disagree. It's just our opinions. It's not necessarily the best game of the year, but yeah, it's what we like. Comment if you have any different or if you agree. But yeah, enjoy. And the best thing about recording without a video is you don't have to wear pants. Enjoy the video.
Okay, how we're doing this today is we'll be alternating between our top 5. So I'll start with mine first and then go to Mirrors. And to kick off our list today, as you can see, is Dead by Daylight. This for me is number 5 because it's really fun and pretty intense and scary game to play with friends. It's a completely multiplayer game where up to 4 friends try to escape a sort of death dream or potentially purgatory type situation while a monster tries to kill them. This game got number 5 for me because it is so intense while playing that you get so into it you can't stop. A lot of the time my family has to tell me to quieten down because I'm yelling, I'm so tense and into it. Though, it only got number 5 on my list because it isn't as fun when you're playing by yourself as it is when you're playing with people you know, and there can be long waiting times in between rounds. Michael's number 5 is also Dead by Daylight. He says that the rush you get when your heartbeat increases as the killer gets closer and closer to you as you try to fix a generator was one of his greatest thrills in 2016. It gives you the ability to play with 4 other friends, which can lead to many trolling situations and a lot of laughs. This would be higher on his list, but with the annoying loading waiting times and a few buggy mechanisms, it makes the game very frustrating very quickly. My number 4 for 2016 is Doom, with awesome graphics and wave after wave of demons that you can kill or basically tear apart. Gives for a lot of fun. The multiplayer also gives a different element that enhances the gameplay and also lets you become giant demons every now and then, which is freaking awesome. The downfall I found was that it becomes super repetitive, especially in the campaign. It was really just walk for a bit, kill a hive, a few waves, and then repeat, with no real goal in mind. I mean, it was the ultimate goal of stopping the demons, but it was lost in the hundreds and hundreds of monsters attacking you. 2016 was definitely a year for virtual reality, and the game that Michael thinks captured the technology perfectly was Job Simulator. It throws you into many different human job situations, such as mechanic, office worker, a chef, and a shop clerk, and it gives you endless possibilities of things you can do. Whenever you think, I wonder if I can do this, the answer is often yes. The developers have thought of essentially every possible situation. The biggest charm of this game, however, is that there is no pressure to follow quests or story. Rather, you can spend as much time as you want messing around and discovering new things to do. This is a new addition to the list because I was an idiot and had Rainbow Siege on this list, but that came out last year. Because it is a fairly new game, I got confused. Titanfall 2 is another game with fantastic graphics and awesome guns that help you kill everyone, be it player or robot. At the moment, I'm only about halfway through the campaign, which is a lot of fun, and from what I've read, an improvement from the first Titanfall, which didn't actually have a campaign. But for me, what takes the cake, and what makes it number 3, is the multiplayer. Just the fact that you're versing other people and are able to go into these massive machines and totally destroy everyone is so much fun. Plus, I love grappling onto enemy titans and destroying them that way. This game is certainly one that keeps me very entertained and wanting to come back for more. People who have watched our videos and or know Michael well understand that Pokemon is his favourite video game series of all time. Although there will never be a game more perfect than the first generation of Pokemon games, he believes that Pokemon Sun and Moon is among the best in the series. It finally broke the shackles of the traditional Pokemon game structure and introduced us to a new way of playing with Kahunas and Totem Pokemon. Also, instead of just adding 150 new Pokemon that at this point are beginning to lack in creativity, they found a nice balance of adding a few new Pokemon and then giving some of the Generation 1 Pokemon new forms and types, which was a refreshing take on some of his old favourites. You might be asking, if this is his favourite series and you are raving about it this much, why is it number 3? Well, where this game fell short for Michael was the amount of dialogue and cutscenes the game had. Instead of feeling like that 10-year-old kid going out on his journey You are instead spoon-fed every tip and trick and are stuck following your friends around the islands. Don't teach me how to play Pokemon. Some of us are seasoned pros. If you haven't been able to tell the pattern, I like first-person shooter games, and this one, this year, takes the cake. Now, I'm usually a Call of Duty fan, but lately they have been a little less than average, so this is my first Battlefield, and I wasn't let down. The gameplay is beautiful and smooth, the music is awesome, and killing people is always fun. This game beats a lot of the recent Call of Duties, and for me that is a lot to say, but I really enjoy playing this and have put quite a few hours into it. Even the campaign surprised me after reading the reviews, but it was a lot of fun. The only reason that kept Battlefield 1 off my number 1 spot is that when starting out online, the game told you nothing about classes, how to buy weapons, or do anything really. And then you can only buy weapons and change classes in the round. And when you're in the round, you don't want to be wasting time by buying weapons and changing equipment. You want to be killing people. Michael's number 2 game for 2016 is Stardew Valley. Stardew Valley was great because it came out of nowhere. It was developed by a single person who took inspiration from the old Harvest Moon games and listened to his community to keep updating the game in bigger and better ways. In the game, you are a character who's given a farm by his grandpa to get away from city life, and despite all the big AAA games that came out this year, this was his most played at 72 hours total. It triggered every borderline OCD nerve in his body, and he loved it. Needing to make sure everything was symmetrical and perfect, and getting into the same routine every day of farming, looking after animals, mining and selling just clicked for Michael. For the low price of $15 as well, this is a lot of fun and well worth a play. And here we are, the number ones. For my number 1 for 2016 is Uncharted 4. It's a bit different from the first-person shooters of this list, but yeah, I still love it. I've been a huge fan of the Uncharted franchise, and this one finishes it off beautifully. The storyline is amazing to follow, and you want to keep going with it, and you don't want it to stop. The gameplay itself is great, and who doesn't like parkouring around the place with an AK-47, sneaking up behind mercenaries, or sliding around cliffs and climbing huge mountains or buildings. This one even had online, which I admit I haven't played too much of, but what I did play was a lot of fun, and instead of versing AI, you get to do all the stuff in the campaign to real people. It was such a blast and a very good way to wrap up the series. Michael's number 1 is similar to Stardew Valley. Overcooked seemed to come out of nowhere. Overcooked is a chaotic fun where you get to choose cute characters, including a raccoon in a wheelchair, and bump and shove each other as you try to deliver on orders given to your often impractical kitchen. The best thing about it is that it is in rare company of a diminishing genre that is the couch co-op game, where you can sit with your mates in the same room and have a lot of fun with each other. Again, at a cheap price point with already 2 DLCs within a few months, Overcooked is great value and has infinite possibilities. If only it had a platinum trophy for getting 3 stars in every level. And now, Michael and I's most disappointing games of 2016. The remastered version of the first Resident Evil looked like the other and more recent games with good graphics, but for me, the gameplay was so difficult to play with. I'm a big Resident Evil fan, with both the games and the movies, but I haven't played any of them with the set cameras. It makes even walking around a corner a very difficult task. Michael and I played for quite a bit, as you can see in our previous PlayStation 3 video, and it didn't get very far at all. I know that this game has been kept quite close to the original, which is good in itself, but as a gamer who is used to being able to move with ease and follow somewhat of a storyline, which in this Michael and I couldn't find, it was a very difficult game to play. Michael's biggest disappointment for 2016 was No Man's Sky. Michael didn't think that No Man's Sky was bad. However, after a bunch of promises that failed to be delivered on, e.g. being able to meet other players in the universe, building bases, etc., No Man's Sky just didn't quite hit the mark for Michael this year. Further to the disappointment, instead of making changes to the game based off negative feedback, the studio just went silent, which allowed the few people who were trying to be positive about the game to leave the community that was, well, non-existent. That being said, they have just released a patch to add base building and many other things, but it's scary to risk being disappointed again, so Michael is yet to go back to it. Now this is a game I'm really excited for, Last of Us 2. Another Naughty Dog game in my list, but it just needs to be there. The first one I played the storyline twice, and is probably the only storyline I've completed on hard, apart from like Call of Duty, but they're easy. It feels like I'm in a zombie, end of the world type movie, and the storyline is so amazing to follow and be a part of. The new trailer makes this next game look so much darker. I've read that the first game revolved around love, and that this one is about hate, so I'm very excited for a very violent game. The online will also be fun to get back into, and if it's anything like the first one, it'll be really fun. If any of the fan theories that have been circulating around are true, this will be a fantastic game and I cannot wait to play. The game that Michael is looking forward to in 2017 is South Park Fractured But Whole. After South Park's Stick of Truth, it is clear that this is possibly the best series of video games to accurately capture the feel of the TV show it is from. And hey, any game with a dildo sword is a win in Michael's books. Fractured But Whole was due in December, but was unfortunately delayed to 2017, but it looks to poke fun at the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which should be nothing but hilarious. Michael's hope is that they won't censor this game in Australia like they did with the Stick of Truth and the abortion scene. But even if it is censored, this will be guaranteed fun in Michael's books.
So that brings us to the end of our list for favourite games, most disappointing, and ones we're looking forward to in the future. I'm really looking forward to Last of Us 2, if you couldn't tell from my sum up of it just before. And yeah, that sums up 2016 for Best Ever Gaming. Thank you all for watching again. Still click like and subscribe, it would be really appreciated. Have everyone have a happy and safe New Year's. Don't drink too much. I probably will, but shouldn't. And yeah, we'll see you in 2017 for more Best Effort Gaming videos. Thank you very much. Bye guys.